What's the mood in the dressing room like ahead of this game this weekend against Cardiff?
Yeah, everyone's really excited. I think it's sort of reality has kicked in. We had a whole week to sort of celebrate the semifinal and just being excited that we made it through that step. So this week it's really sort of settled into everyone's minds that we've got this final coming up, and so everyone's buzzing.
Let's talk about that Betfred match last week. Fantastic occasion there at Plough Lane. What a performance against Bedford.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, it was amazing. I think it was our best game of the season. And, I think we've got more to bring, which is exciting. Things just started to click a lot more. We've been, taking each game by game, just figuring out what we need to fix, what we need to improve, what's working well for us, and trying to build on that. So it was nice that in the semifinal, we went through it all out there because, a semifinal can always be your last chance. So throw everything you can, put all your cards on the table and try to get the win. So really glad we were able to do that.
And we caught Colin, the head coach, before that game, and we were talking about just what a big moment it was for the women's team. I mean, what was the occasion like more generally, not just on the pitch, but off it as well?
Oh, I mean, it was amazing. It was great to play it as a doubleheader. That was huge to be able to do that at Wimbledon. Having the boys play ahead of us, there was a lot of buzz around the stadium anyway because they had won ahead of us. There were a lot of fans that stuck around, not just people we had invited to come watch us, but a lot of the men's fans stuck around. So the atmosphere was really great. So I think going into it for a lot of the girls, it meant so much because there was so much that was being provided and so much support that it was just a really unreal experience.
And we have to remember as well, I mean, this is the first grand final for the team, but it's only the second season. And, when we talk about this season, the performances on the pitch for the London Broncos, it's been a pretty good year, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. It's one of those that's like, first season is figuring out, for a lot of us, what is rugby league? We've heard of it, we've seen a little bit of it and things. So it's like figuring out, okay, what are the basics? You don't present the ball laying on the floor backwards like you do in union. Don't make those little mistakes. Whereas this season was, building on it. Now we have the basics. Like, what do we do next to become a established rugby league team? And I think we've really made good progress on that this season.
Absolutely. And we've got, this learning curve you just touched upon there. I think I'm right in saying this. You were the player to score the first ever try for the London Broncos, weren't you? So you'll always have that on your record, won't you?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a lucky one. It was just a charge down, but it was, a part of a team effort of just, in the simple things of any sport, if you can put good work effort in, somebody's going to get the points. So, no, it's definitely been a journey with the girls. And I think, we're actually not just getting the lucky tries of like a little break or, a charge down or anything like that. It's, we're putting the plays together. We're putting people in the right holes and people are scoring on sort of planned opportunities.
And with regards to, going one better than last year, because obviously last year it was a good season last year, but, not getting through to the grand final. Now getting through to the grand final, I mean, what does that mean, do you think, for the development of women's rugby league in the capital?
Well, I think it's just bringing light to the opportunity of playing rugby league, even just, the media coverage and people finding out, we won the semi-final in London. People are starting to reach out. We've had a couple of girls that we know from like other teams in union being like, oh, I want to come and give it a go next season. We're starting to see interest and I guess knowledge that it exists because it's dipped up and down so much. I think we've had Brixton Bulls tried to have a women's team for a little bit. I think London Scholars might have had a girls team at one point, but there hasn't really been a good, consistent women's team in the South, especially in the capital, for a really long time. So it's nice that not just in London, but across the South, you're seeing it start to grow with, Oxford, Bedford, us, Bristol, and any other teams that are, Army as well. Any other teams that are growing in the South really do that now.
And we saw that with the nines competition early on in the season, didn't we? That, the calibre of teams in the South can give the Northern teams a run for the money.
Yeah, the nines was excellent. I think it was an amazing start to the season for us. It was a great way to get back into it. It was a great way to see what rugby league looks like, especially, it's so established in the North. So to get the opportunity to play against some of those teams, it was really good. So it, got us on the right foot for the season.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about this weekend's grand final. It's against the Cardiff Demons. Perry, you were neck and neck throughout the season. What's your thoughts on the challenge this weekend?
I mean, it's going to be a tough challenge. There's no denying that, but I think it's going to be a really good match. I think one of my favorite games I've played in general is the one we played in Cardiff, because it was so tight. It was, two really established rugby league teams playing rugby league in a very competitive manner. So I'm really excited for the final, and I think the girls they know it's a challenge. This isn't going to be a walk in the park by any means at all. Winning it in the last second of the game was huge for us. And being able to take that win to finish top of the table, but it doesn't mean it's ever going to go that way for the final. So we're really trying to make sure we're prepared for what they're going to throw at us.
And the game you're talking about there was right at the end of July, wasn't it? And so close. It's going to be a great advert, isn't it, for Women's Rugby League if the grand final can match anywhere close to that game in July.
I think it will as well. I think it is going to be a very tight game. They've got a very strong team. They're, well established. A lot of their girls do play for the Welsh international side. So they know what they're doing. So we've just got to make sure we're ready for that challenge. And I think we are. We're ready to step up and bring the win home.
And live on Our League as well on Saturday. I mean, this level of exposure, getting on Our League, having games played as part of double headers in big stadiums. This is what the competition's all about, isn't it, really?
Yeah, this is what you want to see in women's sport. You want to see the opportunity to be able to watch it. Yes, we have lots of fans that might not be able to come all the way to Cardiff, but they can watch it from home. Bias for me, my family lives on the other side of the world. They're going to get to watch it. But it's great that anyone can watch it. We can share it with friends, family, people around the world can watch it. And it means that, we can really grow women's sport in general, just by having access to being able to see it from wherever you're based.
Well, Courtney, a big thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to join us this week, and a big good luck this weekend. Just a final thought, looking forward to it. Might be a bit of a silly question to end the interview, but how much are you looking forward to this weekend?
Looking forward to so much. I'm ready for it to be now, almost. I'm ready just to get going with it, get over this week and just play. Really excited. But thank you so much for having me, and thanks for your wishes.